during this year. Also, Mauritius was an important project, first metro project we are doing overseas, where the client has extended our contract for another about 3.5 kilometers extension work.
Is there an amount? I mean, you said 15% more. What is the total amount? Is it like 1,000 crores? What does your order book stand at?
Indicative, earlier the order book we have reported around 6,277 crores opening.
Okay. So
as of this FY. So 750 crores is the electrification order. 750 crores.
Yeah.
So we have got LI for this. This is now award in hand. 45 crores is Mauritius project. This another contract already reported 63 crores L1. We are very soon going to get award for this also. We will notify as soon as we get it. But we continue to remain L1 for a work from Bangladesh. So I think this is a very good beginning after the difficulties in first 2 months of this year. And we see order book accordingly getting advantage for rest of the year.
Okay, so since you are L1 in a couple of these projects that you just mentioned, what does this mean in terms of revenue growth? You're sitting on a base of around 1,900 crores of revenue as of FY21. Where can we see the company in FY22?
These are coming at a margin ranging from 11.4 to 10.49% electrification projects. The metro work is going to give additional fees of 45 crore rupees. Similarly, Bangladesh project 63. So in terms of percentage, the last two would be maintaining our normal consultancy margins. But first one is a turnkey contract, so which is still giving around 11.4, 10.49% over the cost of the project.
Okay.
So I think this should help to maintain the margins as we have shared with the market.
Okay, that's a good 28, 29%, 29% actually. Mr. Mehrotra, you had a superb FY20. I mean, your EBITDA was at 660 crore and likewise your net as well. Will you be able to do that in FY22? I mean, one can understand FY21, everyone had a problem. How was the percentage utilization, if you please, in the quarter that we are now in, April, May, June? And for the year, do you see your EBITDA back at that 650, 700 crore?
Actually, FY20 had around 2,400 crores of operating income.
Yes.
I'm just leaving the other income
That's
out.
right.
And we believe that around 15% or maybe a little higher, we will try to record in FY22. FY21, as you noted, has not been a good year.
Okay.
So I'm targeting growth over FY20.
Oh,
so,
that's excellent, sir. 15% over 2,400 crore that you notched up in FY20 is very positive. So a similar growth in EBITDA can also be extrapolated. Is that right?
I think logical too, yes. Believe that, yes.
Okay. Now that you've got this Mauritius order, has this whetted your appetite in terms of external or foreign orders? Is that likely to be something that might increase your order book?
Yeah, in fact, this has given us a lot of confidence and credentials to look for similar projects overseas. Also, we are looking at several metro opportunities which are emerging in India. There is a bidding likelihood in July for about 5, maybe 6 metro projects. So I think that credential will help not only in India, but overseas also. And as I shared, there are about 6 metro tenders expected in July to be applied first. Yes.
Okay. Quickly, if you can tell us, you have large cash reserves, almost about 900 crores plus. What do you plan to do with that? Will most of it go into capex, or are you looking to give back to shareholders in any way?
Let me answer the last point first. There's no plan to return to shareholders as of now, except the dividend which the board would be considering from time to time. But this company needs about 400 to 500 crores as working capital. We have planned to buy some locomotives for our local leasing business. We are also augmenting our capacity in East and in UP with some new building infrastructure and laboratories for our quality assurance works. So I think that broadly would be utilizing the cash. So there's not much to worry about the surplus cash as such.
Okay. Would consultancy lead your fees, I mean, your revenue stream, or would it be more turnkey projects?
I think FY22 outlook is consultancy and exports would take the lead.
All right.
On the turnkey, we have got orders for which tenders are being awarded.
Okay.
So this revenue might start flowing in from Q3 to Q4. But exports with pendency of about 1,330 crores, 1,330 crores is a very strong supporter for this year's performance, FY22.
Good to hear that. Many congratulations, Mr. Mehrotra, and all the very best for FY22. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll just run you through the past financials of RITES, and I think it's very important to note that Mr. Mehrotra clearly said they're going to do 15% over that big FY20 bar that you can see, 2,400 crore revenue. They are expecting to do 15% over that, not from the kind of dampened base of FY21. That's very important. Anuj, over to you. Markets look like they have settled. And it's only Bank Nifty that's sulking for now, but not much.
Not much, but yes, the Bank Nifty has been sulking. 35,000. It's settled right at 35,000 on the Bank Nifty. The Nifty is up about 28 points. Let's take the 9-10 calls then. Sudarshan, if we open here, do you trade the index 15,700 stop? And what's the 9-10 call?
Yes, you trade the index with that stop and buy Hindi Unilever with a stop at 24.50 and a target of 25.50.
Okay, and Mitesh, your 9-10 call?
I would choose a buy on HUL with a stop at 24.70 for targets of 25.45.
Okay, by the way, I just want to point out in pre-open, there are a lot of stocks reacting to numbers. Uflex, for example, is up 7%. Universal Cables is up about 6%. A couple of others. Global Spirits has been a very strong stock. That's up about 5%. And some of these sugar names are doing well. But let's do one thing. Let's go close to Nimesh then for standout brokerage report. Nimesh, what's the pick today?
Hi, Ruth. So, a very interesting report from Jefferies on the engineering companies. When I mean engineering, I'm talking about the likes of Siemens and ABB. Jefferies believes that data center is emerging as a very strong growth area with a 9 to 10% potential capex over the next 4-5 years. In fact, the capacity to rise by 4.5 times by FY25, FY26. So the current capacity is just 650 megawatts, and that can go to upwards of 2,500 megawatts in the next 5 years. That's the call from Jefferies, and hence they've raised Siemens and ABB's forward EPS by 7 to 9%, and for others like L&T, Cummins, Voltas, and Blue Star, they've raised the forward EPS by 1 to 3%. Now, why Siemens? Because Jefferies believes for Siemens, they have the largest exposure in the data center, which and close to 40-45% of project work costs come from there. And for ABB, it's 20-25%. So they too will benefit the most. For Siemens, they've raised the target price to 26.70 now. On ABB, they've not only raised the target price to 23.40, but they also raised the EPS estimates for FY22 from 32 to 37 rupees. So that's a big jump for ABB. And they've also revised the target price for Voltas and L&Ts of the likes. But the key call is likes of Siemens and ABB will be the biggest beneficiaries of big jump in data center over the next 5 years.
Oh, that's very good to hear, Nimesh. Actually, yesterday the CEA was also talking about a fairly decent growth in the gross fixed capital formation cycle. Then there's, of course, the big Reliance announcement. So CapEx, I think, has got something good going. But today, all eyes, or rather tomorrow, all eyes will be on the auto sales numbers. Sonia has done a quick poll. Sonia, what are the numbers we should be prepared with?
Well, a day ahead of the auto sales numbers is when the real trade happens, right? So most brokerages are expecting good sales this time around. Inquiries have picked up in June as dealerships opened up. And the passenger vehicle segment, because of a rise in personal mobility, is the one that could gain the most. Now, Nomura has put out a couple of estimates, so let me just take you through them. On a month-on-month basis compared to May, Maruti is expected to see a 217% jump at about 1.48 lakh units versus about 46,000 that they did in May. Bajaj Auto as well is going to be a good growth of 27% month-on-month because of a boost in exports. So 3.44 lakhs is what Nomura is working with. And Ashok Leyland sales are expected to double on a year-on-year basis and improve for the 12th straight month on a month-on-month basis. So I've just done a cross-section of segments, and most segments, two-wheelers, passenger vehicles as well as commercial vehicles, expected to do well in the month of June, Lata.
Oh, right. Thank you very much for all that. Sonia, let me quickly toss this to Mitesh as well. Mitesh, first I want the capital goods, L&T, Siemens, ABB, Cummins, all that Nimesh spoke about. Have you looked at any of those stocks, and is there any chart pattern you want to tell us?
See, I've actually maintained some long trades on L&T, and Cummins in the last few days. Siemens, I think, has weakened considerably, and I'm slightly negative over there because the stock has had a good